Alright, here we go. The last stretching video you'll ever need for you basketball players. Here I am on all fours, stretching my toes, ankles, Achilles, lower calves. I'm pulling my toes, I'm sitting on my toes, putting my weight, rocking back and forth, making sure I feel it into my arches, my feet, everything. Here I am putting down my hands, my forearms, so I want my elbows straight. I'm locking it out so I can get that stretch in my forearms. The further you can bend back your wrist for basketball, it'll help you set that ball, shoot that ball deeper. Now I sit on my ankles, completely laying them straight. It took me about 4 or 5 years to finally get this after having all those basketball related injuries at the ankles and knees. It finally feels good to sit completely flat on my own legs. It took a really long time, so if you're not there, that's okay. Now I get up, I'm starting to stretch out my quads, my hips a little bit. If you can't do this, this is okay. Use your hands to support your back. I am able to come back a little bit. I think this is called a camel pose in yoga. Good for your back, quads, and hips. This is mainly a lower body stuff for basketball. Go into a split here. Front right quad being stretched, right quad, right hip. Lifting my hand, leaning over laterally to bend to get a deeper stretch into my side, into my hip. Go ahead and pulse a few times. I don't like too much stationary stretching. I begin to rotate to add another layer into the stretch. Arms outstretched, turn your shoulders, rotate your upper body. Keep going, do as many reps as you feel comfortable. This is live stretching, so this is just me doing my regular routine. I'm just recording it and then now voiceover. I lean forward after doing the rotations, grab my quad, other arm out for balance, slowly letting go of the quad stretch. Alternate. This is on the left hamstring now, hands down. If you can't touch the floor, this is quite a painful stretch in your hamstring. Use yoga blocks or some kind of support to help you. I move my hands inside my legs, inside of my body now. My left groin is being stretched as well as the right hip flexor. Pulsing back to that hamstring stretch that I just did. As I begin to transition, I'm turning towards the camera. My back foot, I'm stretching out my Achilles and toes still back there, but now I'm stretching out my left adductors, going forward and back, sitting onto my heel. You get a long stretch. If you've ever had a groin injury, it hurts pretty bad. So I just recently had one and I'm paying extra special attention to my groin lately. So lean forward, lean back, stay on your side. So that's all the lower body stuff. And now I'm just switching sides so you guys get a better angle here. Right leg forward, stretching out that left hip flexor, left quad. Arm up, lateral bending. Do not bend forward, bend sideways. Stretch out your sides, open up your arms, rotate, open up your chest here. I'm a little wobbly, and if you don't have balance, this will look like you too. Stretches, I make them look a little easy, but they're definitely a little harder and get used to, takes a little time to get used to. Transitioning, my left leg is just a little tighter, so it's a little bit harder to grab there. Grab it, lean forward, arm out, balanced. Let your stretches go out gently. Transition. Right leg, right hamstring. Yoga blocks if you need it. Take deep breaths. Hands go inside the leg. Now the focus is on the right groin. Left hip flexors, left quad. The deeper you go, the better. Be careful. Go at your own pace. Pulsing back and forth here, back onto the hamstring. Next one, you can see better how I stretch my adductors. Leaning forward, coming back. Get those left toes bent so you can get that initial stretch that we did on the ankles, toes, and feet. In addition to the adductors, moving back and forth. As you move back and forth, you'll shift which muscle you're actually stretching there on the inner thigh. Transitioning over. This is pretty much the end of the routine. I cruise up here and I'm switching around into a butterfly stretch. both groins at the same time. Now, if your knees are up, it takes a long time for your groin to relax and let them come down. If they don't come down this far, that's okay. You want to sit with your back straight. Start pushing your knees down. A lot of basketball players can barely even do that, so that's something definitely you need to work on. More traditional hamstring stretch here. One leg in, one leg out. This is one that we always do. I'm grabbing my toe individually and stretching out even more, just like delicate all the way into the feet, into the toes. So pulling back each toe as I stretch out my hamstring, just getting a little more out of each stretch. You'll see here that I just kind of relax, just let my muscles give a chance for it to relax. I turn my body here, and I'm actually stretching my left shoulder right behind it, opening up some space between my left shoulder blade. Here I switch sides so you can see it better. So a little rotation, grabbing the outside of my foot, let it go, and then stretch that back side of your shoulder as well. Laying down, you don't need any equipment for any of these stretches. Figure 4, hook inside of your leg, go through from the other side, interlock your fingers, pull back. We're stretching out our glutes and our hips. Switch sides, make sure you're not at your ankle, so move your ankle past your knee, and then pull straight down. Wiggle your feet if you want, just to get some extra blood going through there. A back twist, so rotate over, grab your ankle. This is also getting your hips and glutes. Back twist, shoulders down, open up so you're balanced. Do your best to keep your shoulders down while pulling across your body at a slight angle. Once you're done with that, roll up. A more traditional pigeon pose for yoga. This one's pretty tough. Go ahead and try to sink as best as you can. My right foot and right hip are being stretched. You want to be parallel with your shoulder, so I'm trying to bring your foot out right here and get it parallel in line with your shoulders. You feel a deep stretch into your piriformis. A lot of back problems come from your piriformis, so make sure you get a good stretch on these guys. And last, I call this a Buddha pose or a yoga pose, a meditation pose. One foot is just over, and I'm stretching another part of your glute there. Make sure that you put your foot over your quad and it's not just resting on your ankle, and you get some false sense of stretching by bending in your ankle there. So move your leg all the way across your quad, and as you can see, my left is a little bit tighter than my right. So I'm giving it a little push here. Push down, sitting straight, push down, kind of give it a little wiggle, dynamic stretching. You can feel that thing loosen up. And that's it.